Today we're going to be looking at transpiration using a potometer, as we can see here, with a graduated pipette, the syringe that acts as a reservoir, and your valve. Before you start, make sure your plant has had 10 minutes to adjust to its new environment before you start the clock. When it has had 10 minutes, make sure your valve is set like this and adjust so that the bubble is set to 0. Once you have adjusted your bubble to the 0 on the graduated pipette, making sure to do this at eye level, adjust your valve like so and start the timer. I'm going to take my first reading now at 3 minutes. You should repeat this for 6, 9, 12 and 15 minutes. So my reading at 3 minutes is 0 centimeters. And now at 15 minutes, we're going to take another reading at 0.5, and this is going to finish off our control. So as we can see, we have our results table, every 3 minutes taking a result. Once you've recorded all your readings, readjust your pipette, readjust your valve, and pick a new set of conditions to test. We're going to go with a fan, and for this, you want to give your setup 10 minutes to acclimatize. Once your setup has had 10 minutes to adjust to the new conditions, reset your bubble to 0, adjust your valve, and start the timer. As we wait for the results to come in, we can hypothesize about what they might be. Due to the increased rate of airflow around the leaves, this more rapidly removes water from around them, leading to a higher concentration gradient from in to outside. And so the rate of transpiration, where the water diffuses from the leaf out, will be increased. We set up the new settings with this time a light, and we reset our potometer so there is a bubble either at 0 or all the way up, and give it 10 minutes to acclimatize to its new surroundings. Once again, whilst we wait for the plant to acclimatize, we can hypothesize about the results. In this instance, we would expect to see an increased rate of photosynthesis, therefore the stomata would be open, and this would ideally lead to an increased rate of transpiration, which we would be able to see in our potometer. Once our plant has acclimatized to the new environment, we reset the bubble to 0 on the graduated pipette, we turn the valve, and we start the timer. As you can see, this setup has now taken 15 minutes, and so for our final reading, we have 4.4 centimeters. Here we can see our new results in line with our control and our fan, and so now we will set up our heater for our final experiment. Now we have set up our final experiment with the heater, and once again we have reset the potometer and give our plant 10 minutes to acclimatize to its new surroundings. While we wait for the plant to acclimatize to its new surroundings, we can hypothesize about the results we might receive. With the heater, it is increasing the rate of evaporation of the water, which then will lead to an increased rate of transpiration. Now, after 15 minutes, we have all our results with a final 6.1 reading, where we can now follow up and draw our table. As you can see here, we have our control, our light, our fan, and our heater, and what appears to be an anomaly with the fan. This highlights the importance of repeating experiments 3 times, where we would be able to see whether or not this is in fact an anomaly or not. We will now take this data and draw a graph. Here is a graph we have made from the data. As you can see, our axes have been labeled with appropriate units and increase evenly. There is a key showing the 4 different conditions our plant was experiencing, and there is a clear title above.